Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. No one can hear me. Can you hear me now? How about now? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. No one can hear me. Can you hear me now? How about now? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, can you hear me now on this one, on this particular mic? All right, let me turn the sound up. How about that? All right. All right, give me a moment. All right, can you hear me now? All right, somebody type in. Give me a moment. And thanks, guys, for helping me out on this thing. Chuck, you're not helping me. They helping me more than you are, bro. All right. All right, family, can you hear me now? How good am I now? All right, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, thank you for hanging in there with me. This is just a test run, so I appreciate it. At least you say you can hear me, but I'm hearing double in my microphone, so I gotta figure out how I can shut that off. Let's see. Am I doubling up on the live stream? And congratulations to Illinois, Nada. Heard you guys are going to get $15 minimum wage. All they need is the governor to sign on the dotted line. I got people from my family here in the studio listening. Stephanie Millions. I like Stephanie Mills. And this microphone is kind of sensitive, so I'll pick that up. Let's see. Do anybody hear double? All right. So I think we're pretty good to go on the sound. Can you hear me? All right, so you can't hear me. You're saying no double on the sound. There's just a delay, and I should understand that there's going to be a delay on the live stream of my voice. Hey, Chuck, how are we going to fix this? You got to get from behind there, man, and come over here. I can't. My homeboy Chuck don't want nobody to see him. He's one of them in the background brothers. All right, so I'm just doing a test run. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I think I'm start doing a show on Thursdays and Tuesdays and Thursday at 12 noon live, and a replay at 11 at night. And I'm going to chop up a lot of those segments and put them all throughout the week. So I got a lot of stuff to talk about, but I just can't do it right now until I get this taken care of. But I really appreciate you guys coming on and helping me out. I hate to take time out of your busy schedule and have nothing to say, but I do appreciate you. I thank God for all you proud Americans out there, just pushing for a better America. And it doesn't matter what color you are, what religion you are, what side of the aisle you are. I kind of find out most Republican friends of mine that I know, and yeah, I do got some Republican friends, they are for progressive policies, you know. So most of the world want what do we want, and we're all going to come together and make that happen. But we got to be very strategic in our voting. Very strategic in our voting. All right, so. Jabba said the volume is great, no echo, so you guys don't hear the echo. I hear the echo because I got these earphones in my ear. Don P., my Republican friends are for progressive policies too. That's right. A lot of them, they don't look at titles. And that's one of the things we got to stop doing. When it comes to the word progressive, we cannot let the Democrats co-opt that. They don't own that. You know. Let me take this off. This background is kind of throwing me off. So we can't let them co-opt that. We can't let them own the word progressive. Progressive is not about a party. It's ideology. It's about lifting up people, helping people progress in life. And we cannot let no party own that. And I'm a big fan of the Green Party, but we can't have the Green Party own that. This is a people movement. This is a person. This is people coming together as a collective to make a better world. And that's what progressivism is. And we cannot let people take that. We can't let people co-opt this. We got to call them out when they do. These nutcases, like these corporate Democrats, all of a sudden signing on for Medicare for all and things like. I appreciate them doing that. It gets the word out and let people know that's where the movement is. But they only did that because they know they can't win without it. And Mitch McConnell going to try to get people's name on the dotted line for the Green New Deal, and it's going to bite them in the behind because majority of the world wants better wages. They want a Green New Deal. They want Medicare for all. They want no-cost college, or no tuition education. They want these things. And we're going to start pushing hard to demand that our tax dollars go toward those things. I am an ADOS. I do have Indian in my family. I am going to be pushing for reparations. Most of the world is not going to listen to us, but we got to let these politicians know that, hey, there's some people that's too far down in the barrel that need to come up. And even though we do want to bless the entire world, some people need an extra blessing. Like the people coming into this country, they need an extra blessing. You know, they came here for a better life. They just came through the border, southern border, and then come on a boat or a plane from Nigeria or from Nicaragua or something like that. Again, I want to thank everybody for helping me out with this thing and making sure that it sounds good, making sure the stream look good. My boy Marco Pons, we work together, but right now, I tell you the truth, my job fired me. So I figure I'd be more aggressive toward this as a blessing. You know, my job fired me for 5 latenesses to work. Now I live in New York City. I love my job. I work in transportation, dealing with the elderly. I love my job. I love the clients. I love the organization. I love my union. My company is represented by a strong union, TW Local 100. So 5 latenesses, all of them by train. All of them, not my fault. I hate coming to work late. I'm usually in work over an hour. I'm sitting there watching TV on my laptop, waiting to start work. Never late. If I'm late, it's the trains. Here I am. I got proof. I got delayed verification from MTA, which is enough. But I videotape. I did a tutorial to all the workers at my job to start videotaping your lateness and videotape people who's on the train with you. I got all that. I got all the videotapes. I got all the verification form. So as of right now, they still let me go. So that's the great thing about workers' rights. And I always have other ways to find the money. So it's not like I'm being broke. I do have a business on the side too. During the day, that's why I work at nights. So they don't understand New York has workers' rights. This is not a right to work state. And what's going to happen is in a few days, I'm going for a hearing. And I'm just going to slap the thing in the face and let them know, look, I'm a stellar employee. I don't play around. I come to work early. I very rarely call out. Right now, I got 40 hours of vacation time on the book from last year. And I didn't even take a vacation hardly last year. I'm always at work. And these fools still going to let me go knowing I got the evidence. So what I'm going to have to do, because we have workers' right, because we have a union, we're going to file grievances against the company. We're going to have to try to keep it from going to arbitration, but we're going to try to handle it like a man. Y'all was wrong. I was right. That's just the way it is. Y'all was wrong. I was right. And, and hopefully get my job back, because much as I like doing this, I'm not at a position where I could do this full time. So I do have to work. And sure, I can ask you guys to hit the super chat or donate. I really don't like that. But my mom told me always give people opportunity to be a blessing to you, whatever they can. But I'll just tag that on the videos. You very rarely have me doing those things because I like working a job and I like doing this. I love doing this. And I want to do this more. And in the meanwhile, until I have that hearing, I'm going to crank this thing up and get some news out. So or get some commentary out. Again, I appreciate the groundswell. I appreciate everybody coming on board this thing and being a part of the Bob TV network. And but hey, my union is strong. I'm a union leader. I think I was targeted by my leadership in the overnight where I work at. And they know I fight for my workers and they know I don't play. So in order to get to them, they got to get rid of me, because if they can get rid of me, then they won't have no defense. But there are laws concerning messing with somebody that's part of union leadership in New York. You can't mess around with them. So I'm going to give them a chance to make things right. And if they don't want to make things right, then I'm going to file harassment charges against my company. I don't want to do that. I do like my company. I do like the. I love my job. I love dealing with the elderly. I love making sure they get to their destinations to get medical treatment done, to go to school and things like that. I love my job. But sometimes I don't like management. And I had plenty of opportunities to become part of management. That's not my thing. That was back in the day. I've done white collar, I've done management jobs. That's not me. I'd rather be a worker working alongside the people. So anyway, I'm just rambling up here, and I'm supposed to be testing this out. Let me test a couple more things out here while I'm up here, and just want to make sure they work. I do. Give me a moment. Let's see. There's other things I want to try on here, but I guess I'm not able to do it live. Let's see. All right. I don't know if you guys still can see me. Yeah. Whoever Nate or her is, Hitler never had a Green New Deal. Okay, since somebody want to bring this subject up about socialism, since we up here, I'm not going to go into detail about socialism. If you want to know about socialism, go over to the New School in Manhattan near the 14th Street Union Square area, and you go listen to Richard Wolff. He will tell you what socialism is, communism, and Marxism, and how they're not always the same. They have some of the same foundations, but they're not the same. And socialism that we talk about in this country do not get rid of capitalism. They work with capitalism. We realize that capitalism has its place, but crony capitalism, vulture capitalism do not have its place here in the United States or any other country. We don't need oligarchs and the wealthy trying to oppress people. And that's one of the reasons why I'm probably going through the situation right now. I mean, I try to have respect for leadership, but sometimes when you come smacking on the heads of the people and take advantage of the people, I'm going to speak against you on that. I mean, right now, you got companies that's in record profit, but don't even want to share 10, 20% of that profit with its workers. That's why Richard Wolff talks a lot about workers co-op and leaders on the workforce being on the boards of these companies. These laws need to change. You can't just have wealthier leader. You bring somebody from the outside and have them sit on the board because they got a famous name like most of these politicians. That's what they do when they leave office. They go sit on some board and get paid millions and don't do nothing. Don't do nothing. They just want to have a picture of Joe so-and-so, Eric Cantor, and all of them. They sit on our board. Who cares? We need more workers sitting on boards and level this thing out. And I believe there should be laws that change where if you're going to profit off the back of your workers and profit off the back of your customers, you got to take care of your customers, you got to take care of workers, and your customers and workers will take care of you. This should go full circle. But I believe in workers co-op. I believe if a company don't want to do their job right, the workers should come together as a co-op and take over the company. I believe in workforce democracy. It ain't got nothing to do with Hitler and Nazis and all that. It's just fair game. Workers should be able to pool their money and buy their own housing complex. Maybe pool their money and get their own electricity. Here in New York City, we have what they call 1199 houses. These are nurses who took their money and bought their own housing community, and all of them living in it. We got people, we got Interfaith Hospital where they left the hospital to ruins and the workers came together and co-op and as a cooperation, and they took over the hospital. They voted in somebody to run the hospital. They all get dividends. They all control the pay. They control all that. So that ain't got nothing to do with Nazism. That has nothing. I mean, Karl Marx talks about workers getting together and doing their own thing. So did Gaddafi talk about that in the Green Book. So There's some things you can learn. I mean, you can eat the meat and spit out the bones. You don't have to go full scale with some of this stuff and become a full communist. But some communist philosophies has a little root in it. Some of it are okay. Some capitalism is okay. You can get something good just about out of anything if your mind is wise enough to know how to pull the good parts out. Look, some people take the pickle out of Big Mac. Me, I like my pickles in my Big Macs. So it's to your choosing. So, but somebody put that up there, and anyway, yes, that's right. Dahlia, Bernie got Bezos to pay his workers $15 an hour. That's right. Bernie this is one thing I can say about Bernie Sanders. Few things I don't like. I hate the fact that he didn't continue the revolution and told Hillary kiss my behind and Trump kiss my behind. I'm going independent, because he had the juice. He already had half of the Democratic Party on his side. He had majority of the independents who didn't get a chance to vote for him in the Democratic primaries because most of them was closed. They were waiting to vote. 3 million here in New York City of independents were not able to vote for Bernie Sanders. Had they voted, he would have knocked Hillary out the box in New York. If you go back and look at that electoral map in New York State, Bernie owned the whole county. And then we come to find out that some of these nutwings working in the voting department was doing some snaky, schemy stuff. But Bernie Sanders had majority of the Democrats. He had majority of the independents. He had even some Republicans on his side. Had he run independent, told Jeff Weaver to kiss his behind, he could have beat both Trump and Hillary Clinton. Now, people may tell you he couldn't, but he could have. And had he listened to a real strategist, he could have did that. You don't need the Democratic Party, Bernie Sanders. And I got to give Bernie Sanders his due. Bernie Sanders do go out there and, he goes out there and he trying to pass legislation. He putting pressure on companies to change. And the man is doing his thing. I got to give him credit where credit is due. Now, there's the big word on what's going to happen between him, Tulsi, and Elizabeth Warren. Well, Elizabeth Warren, I call her late Liz. To me, she's an opportunist, and she's a little late on things. And to me, she can't go toe-to-toe with Trump. Tulsi Gabbard, I believe she can. Tulsi Gabbard can go toe-to-toe with anybody. Bernie Sanders, I love Bernie Sanders as a human being, but sometimes he cow down, and he afraid to say certain things. And I want him to just be more bold and just say what's on his mind. Say what's on your mind, man. Forget the image. I'd rather throw myself out being truthful to myself than trying to kiss up or placate to some party or something like that. So I normally vote green, but I heard Jill Stein is not running, so I don't know who run. I love Ajamo Baraka. But if I was a Democrat, this would be my slate. And they should run as a slate from the jump start. Who is telling you can't run as a slate? Now, I don't know if you know what a slate is. A slate is right at the beginning when you campaign, you already got your team. Bernie Sanders, president. Nina Turner, vice president. That will lock in the black vote. They always say people of color. They want to use identity politics. That will lock up the young vote. That will lock up the black vote. With Nina Turner opening up for Bernie Sanders, as always, getting the crowd hyped up, and then Bernie coming. That will hype up the crowd. And then I will pick Tulsi Gabbard either as Secretary of State or Secretary of Defense, and I will pick Elizabeth Warren as Economic Commerce Secretary or Secretary of Treasury. Run as a slate. Why, of course you're going to start it off at the beginning, but run as a slate. Say, this is my team. We ain't going to go against each other. We might go against you, Kamala Harris. All us might team up on anybody else running in the Democratic Party. All four of them should come together and just demolish everybody on that stage as a team. But I don't know if they're going to do that. Let me go to the chat. And I don't know if I got a super chat up here, but if you guys want to donate, man, it's up to you. I ain't got no job, but But I ain't worrying about that. No, I got other ways of making money. I'm in New York and I live in the Bronx. We find ways of making money. So, all right. Bernie got Bezos to pay his workers. That's right. Adalia, why should socialism work with capitalism? Why not eliminate capitalism altogether? That's one of the questions with Richard Word. To me, I don't mind. I'm a small business owner, very, very small business owner. I don't have a brick and mortar business, but I'm a business owner. It's more of a service business where I usually go out to people and service them. And the company that backed me up is a corporation. But there are some corporations that are not greedy, that does not take advantage of people. You know, you look at Costco. Costco take care of their people. Walmart don't, but there's a lot of companies out there that do take care of these people. Not all capitalists or not all corporations are bad. You know, most of them are, especially the greedy ones. And like I said, they take welfare too. They're welfare queens too. But you got greedy capitalists, vulture capitalists, you know, but then you got just regular people who, you know, just want to run their business and take care of their workers. They appreciate their workers. Bernie marched with MLK. Bernie protested segregation in Chicago, and he was arrested. And that's true. And he was locked down. He locked himself up to black people as a way of saying, if you're going, whatever you do to her or him, you're going to do it to me, because I ain't going nowhere. You don't know where this key is. We locked ourselves together on chains. And I thought that was noble of him. And that is what you call a revolutionist. You do what you need to do, regardless, even if your life depended on it. And to me, I wished he would have just went all in with this revolution, because it had the capability of working. And we had the capability of beating Trump and Hillary Clinton had he not sided with her. You know, and I know he probably hated that, but, you know. Nita, do you think MLK is a commie? No. MLK believe in social democracy, and social democracy is just using our democracy to take care of the social needs of everyday people and not just the elite. He spoke out against the military complex. One of the things he did, which a lot of people believe got him killed, was it was one speech. I think this was right before he went to do this part of the Poor People's March and campaign, before he went out and rallied with those sanitation workers. His speech had this in it, and you probably can find it. He said, first time we marched on Washington, we marched for civil rights. Now when we march on Washington, we're going to get our money. We come to get our check. That was literally out of the mouth of Dr. King. And when you tell the government you come to get a check from him, see, they knew that first movement was very effective. And then he had other civil rights like Malcolm X and all that. They kind of undergird that also. He said, we're coming to get our money. That was that poor people's campaign. In other words, there should be no reason why anybody is poor in America. All our money is going toward dumb stuff. We're going to get our money. We don't want you using our tax dollars for foolishness. We come to get our money. They believe that is the very thing that got him killed at Lorraine Hotel. Him speaking out on the government saying that we're going to defund you and fund the American people. That's why, much as I love to hear Tulsi Gabbard talk, she talking in Samaria, to me, she sounds just like a lighter, sweeter version of Dr. King without the aggressive talk. She talking love. Yes, she's going after the military complex. She's going after the media, and she's going after whoever tried. I mean, she as a person, not looking at the politician side. To me, it looked like she's channeling Dr. King in her message. Bernie Sanders is the Green New Deal's waitress, actress in Congress. That's neither her. I want to see the true communist or socialist run for president so the right would learn the difference and we move to move the Overton window left. To me, it doesn't matter if your policies are going to lift up people and bring wealth to America at the same time, because there's nothing wrong with wealth. Problem is, when wealth have you, that's a problem. But there's been plenty of people who had money that knew what to do with the money, that really went out and gave toward the community. So it's slim and none, but there have been some. Austin coming in late. Hello, everyone. Hello, Austin. This actually was a test run. I'm trying to learn how to do this live thing, and my mic wasn't working. I guess everybody's saying it's working now. So welcome to the test run. No topic. Me and you, do you think this is Marshall Villager, do you think every single person who marched with Martin Luther King or got arrested during the Civil Rights era is progressive today? No. No, most of them was old school, and a lot of them kind of, no. Bernie supported the people who cheated him. Yes, he did. And that's my problem, because as the quote of George W. Bush, fool me once, but you ain't gonna fool me again. In other words, to me, him not addressing, somebody sent me a Twitter email and said, Rob, look, he had to do what he had to do. No, he had to do none of that stuff. You don't. If you call yourself a revolutionist, you're going to buck up against the norm. Why? Because you got to do whatever you need to do to save America. You don't let the threat of somebody taking over America stop you from trying to take over America. The threat of Trump wasn't that doggone strong. People made it to be that strong. The Democratic Party made it to be that strong. Not knowing that he's not as strong as people think. Not as smart as people think. He knows real estate. He knows how to develop, and he knows how to build property, because he learned that from his dad. But that don't mean he know everything. And people fell for that. Had Bernie got some guts, galls, and balls and said, look, nah, I can't do that. You do whatever you can, Democratic Party. I was an independent in the first place. I'm not going to turn my back on my supporters for Hillary Clinton and you guys. After you guys done rigged the election, ain't no way. And what he should have did was called him out. He should have at least tried to find some way to press charges, bring indictments, or whatever. But he didn't do it. He should have did what Tim Canova did. Tim Canova did the right thing. Tim Canova is a man with a plan. Don't sleep on Tim Canova. He's going to come back. But they did him like that twice, and Tim Canova said, no, I'm not doing that. And to make sure you're not going to do that to me, I'm going to run independent. And even as an independent in the primary election, that I almost called old hag, rigged the election. The same woman that rigged the election for Debbie Wasserman Schultz. They trying to say rigged the election against Andrew Gillum. She was a cheat. She always been a cheat. So Andrew Gillum, he got what he got, because he should have had that cheat sit her behind down. So, Bernie Sanders, he did turn, to me personally, he turned his back on the revolution. It's going to take a lot for him to get some of those people back on his side. Got to understand, 13 million plus people left the Democratic Party because of that shenanigan. The last straw on the back was how we were treated at the DNC convention, how we were silenced. We weren't even able to voice our opinions. They tried to shut us up on the street. Nina Turner, they shut her down. She was supposed to be one of the keynote speakers. They shut her down. And the bottom line is, Democrats don't like progressives. And yeah, sure, you want to take over on the inside, but you want something growing on the outside too. And Bernie is that thing that could grow the outside while the rest of them go grow on the inside. And Tulsi Gabbard was the only one standing up for Clinton, up to Clinton and the machine. This is me, you. Yeah, she's the only one. She's a winner. Great job. Vice president of the DNC. Great job. She gave it up. And for the sake of integrity. Let's see. Bernie was paid off. So the people paid off. Bernie was paid off, you sold the people out. So I guess this person say Bernie was paid to sell people out. That's some people's philosophy. I don't necessarily agree with that. I really think Bernie was in fear of him being called a Ralph Nader. So he punked out. He was in fear of being called a Ralph Nader, not understanding that Ralph Nader helped the Democrats get votes. He took votes away from George Bush. And you can't be upset at Ralph Nader because he got votes that happily voted for him. You can't steal something that don't belong to you. Those were his votes. Those people came out and vote for him. So how are you going to claim he stole those? The problem is Democrats need to get their butt out and learn how to earn more people votes. There's so many people that did not vote in last 2016 election. You can't get mad at them. Get mad at yourself because you didn't go out there and fight for those votes. And that's on both sides. You can never blame the person who didn't vote. You got to blame the person who didn't go out and work hard enough to earn their votes. And in this campaign, you're going to earn this vote. You ain't just getting it. Nobody's going to be a slut voter. As you could go back to one of my videos I did about the slut vote, and I'm going to talk about that more. We're not just going to give it up for you. We ain't giving it up for the D. Giving it up for the R. You're going to earn. You're going to have a relationship. I'm going to have a relationship with you. I'm going to get to know you. I'm going to know who you are. I'm going to know your record. I might even come out there and listen to you and let you talk to me for a little bit. And if I can meet you, I'm going to meet you, talk to you a little bit, and then I make my decision for that. But just because, like Nina Turner said, any blue won't do. To me, it don't matter whether you're blue, red, or green, purple. If you for the people, you'll get my vote. And I don't care if you have a slim chance of none to winning. Let me keep going. I'm almost done. I'll let you guys go. Let's see. Where am I? I think, man, we got a lot of chats here. All right. All right. Amazon is fifth third largest employer in Ohio, but is 19th of the term. Hey, I got your quote on CEO pay. CEOs gonna always pay themselves more money, but at least he were able to pay his workers, give them benefits and everything. Now, that's not always enough. That's why I say there need to be laws where a certain percentage of the company's profit goes back into the hands of the workers automatically. There should be pieces of legislation for that. No choice whether you want to do that or not. It's going to happen. It's automatically taken out and given to the workers, whether it's some dividends or whatever. So that's where legislation can play in a role of making sure profits go back into, some of it go back into the hands of the people. Some CEOs deserve a certain amount of money because they're CEOs and they started the company or they ran the company, but I don't think they should be raping the workforce. You know, like you said, 10 times, this guy get paid 10 times more than the average Costco workers. I can imagine that most owners of a CEO corporation are going to get paid way more than the workers. My problem is that. My problem is if you're in record profit, that money need to go toward the workers. And whatever, then you can't take all the profits and pay yourself. And it needs to go to the workers. Proud Mississippian, you are doing good, sir. And please understand me, I'm just a regular guy. I work a job. I got a little side business. Well, it's not little. I'm really growing it. It's I'm a consumer activist, and I go around in the community and help people protect themselves from fraud. And the organization is called ID Theft Coalition. It's going to be changed to the Protection Coalition soon, and it's nonprofit. That organization. So I'm like Jimmy Dore. I'm not that smart. Somebody did say something about Jimmy Dore. Let me go to that one. No topics. Can we discuss that shirt? I know it's horrible. I had this shirt a long time. So, I just decided to throw it on. Hey, it's an eagle with the military thing right here. It was given to me by my goddaughter a long time ago. So I got to represent her regardless. All right, Don P.O., please drop the dumb crap about Bernie supporting Hillary. If he hadn't, he would have been blamed for Trump. That's what I just said, man. Don P., I just said that. And the progressive movement would have been severely damaged. No, it wouldn't. It would have been enforced. More people would join him in the next fight because he didn't cave in, he didn't cower it out. In my opinion, he caved in and cowered out because of the fear of Trump. So in his right mind, he did the right thing. And most people's right mind, he did the right thing. In my mind, if you call yourself a revolution, you will put your life on the line. He didn't even put his life on the line. Talk about people like Nat Turner and all that, man. They didn't go back and kiss nobody behind. That man was willing to put his life on the line. So if you want to call yourself a politician, yes, I agree with you. Politicians, if you're going to be a politician, yeah, you cave in. You go ahead and support the, do whatever you feel you need to do. But if you call yourself a revolutionist, you lay your life on the line. You give it all up. All right. And that's to you, Don P. Thank you for the question. Thank you for your comment, though. And the progressive movement would have been severely damaged because, as I said before, progressive movement has nothing to do with the Democratic Party. Oh, Gringo. Hey, Bob, I try to always watch you live. I have a weird schedule. Anyway, I'm nobody to pay attention to, but just letting you know I'm here anyway. Keep doing what you do. Tell it like it is. Oh, Gringo, no, you're very important, man. You are a citizen of this earth. Your voice is very important. And anytime I could try to get your voice up here, I do my best. But me and you are no different. I'm just a regular guy just like you. And I work, well, I did work. I would be on my way to work right now. But I'm not. So, but my time schedule, usually the videos that you saw was a premiere. So it was pre-recorded and put in the premiere so it can play at 11. I wasn't live, but I was live on the chat with one of my moderators here to communicate with you guys while it was going on. But I want to actually go live like I'm doing right now. It is February the 17th, 9:30 p.m. I'm going live right now. So this is the reason why I did the test 1, 2. Bob, you need to get away from the moron Jimmy Dore. You seem smarter than he is. I wouldn't call him Jimmy Dore. He get a little hard and aggressive sometimes, but I like aggressiveness. Sometimes, like I said, same thing I said about HA. People shocked about HA. I said let HA be HA. HA is a Trump-willing trumpet. He hated Hillary Clinton that bad that he became a trumpeter. That's how bad he hated Hillary Clinton. He lost his critical thinking. I wasn't a fan of Hillary Clinton, but I ain't losing my critical thinking. Ain't no way. Trump ain't going to cause me to lose my critical thinking. Hillary Clinton wasn't going to cause me to lose my critical thinking. I do like Jimmy Dore. I like his style. And I like his aggressiveness, and that's why he's being featured on all these major channels. But, I'm not going to knock Jimmy Dore. He do what he do. That's his thing. I tell people you don't like him, just don't watch him. I mean, same thing with me. If you don't like me, you don't have to watch me. I mean, I'm just here. I do this because this is something I want to do for this country. I'm not doing this to kiss my aunt. Gaming. Bernie should have just ran as an independent. I think he would have won. I wrote in his name anyway because I don't vote for people who thwart democracy. Me either. That's the whole point. The whole party thwart democracy. And then expect us to still support them. That's like you gonna rape a woman and she still, you want her to still love you? Then that means she's sadomasochist. She want more of that. Because if she was tired of it, she would leave. So to me, in this election, things haven't really changed in the Democratic Party except the superdelegates in the first vote. Right now, they're flooding the field so much, they're trying to make sure they get that second vote. This is a plot, having all these people come into to run for office when they know they have no chance of winning. They wanted to go to a second vote. So, but to me, Bernie already had half of the Democratic Party on his side. So how would running independent, how would he think he would lose unless Jeff Weaver told him that? That's why Jeff Weaver will not be running his next campaign when he do announce that he's running. He had half of the Democrats. He had majority of the biggest voting bloc of all, and that's the independents, including the non-voters. You had non-voters who were willing to vote for Bernie Sanders, but they wasn't going to vote for no corporate con jobs. And then you had some Republicans that were willing to vote for Bernie Sanders. He could have won, but he let the fear of Trump or the big mouth of Jeff Weaver talked him down. I would have told Jeff, you're fired. Ain't no way. I'm going to at least try to stop Trump. I don't think Hillary Clinton can stop Trump. And even after all his support went on there sweating on the stage with Hillary Clinton, I don't know which one was worse, him sweating or Elizabeth Warren clapping her hand off. And she still lost. Anyway, Martin Luther King had a lot of trolls attaching themselves to him. Okay, on his greatness. Yeah, true. That was Nita. Jimmy Dore is a truth teller. He is a truth teller. And he's willing to lay it on the line. That's what I'm saying, lay it on the line. Look, I have no living children. Don't get me wrong. I don't care how old I am. I'm going to find me a young lady in the 30s, 20s, and we're going to have a baby. No, I'm just kidding. I have no children. I really have nothing to really, I don't want to sound like I'm depressed or nothing because I love life. I don't have nothing really holding me back from being true to myself. I'm not going to not be myself for anybody. I'm not going to change for anybody unless, I believe in a higher power and I try to change to be a better person. But I'm not going to let nobody change me. Look, I got some friends that can't stand the Democratic Party. And you know who I am. If y'all out there, man, I love you. They can't stand the Democratic Party. And they hardcore green or some don't even vote. But I'm not to the point. I'm not going to sit there and say all Democrats are evil. Because I got family members that have legislative job in the Democratic Party, and they're not evil. Okay? I'm not saying all Republicans are evil. Now, you might say that, but there are a few. There's a Republican in my district back in Virginia that done more for the black community than the black man in the Democratic Party. So I can't say that about all. I'm not a single outer. My whole thing is I look at you. I don't look at your party. I look at you and your record and what you plan on doing, what you've done in the past, what you plan on doing now, and if you can really do it in the future. That's what I look at. Don P. said Jimmy Dore is an idiot. How? All right, Brenda Snipes. Yeah, Brenda Snipes is something else. She is something else. Oh, man. All right, so got a lot of chats up here. Thank you, everybody, for participating. I'm gonna close this down. I can't read every comment. Like, hey, Vanessa. Vanessa's my co-worker. Hey, Vanessa, they fired me, Vanessa. They fired me. But I got a meeting Wednesday. I'll be back. I'll be back. But thank you for watching, Vanessa. Yeah, but I can't go through all these. But I appreciate everybody taking time out. I will be doing this more with a topic. And then we'll talk about the topic. And then hopefully one day I can get people to call in. And I don't know. This is the beginning of something great. And I really appreciate you guys. And Vanessa, John Hampton. No, I didn't skip you, John Hampton. Taco Def. I like Jimmy Dore because he cusses too much. A bit of temper goes overboard often. Yeah, he do. Jimmy Dore, he let loose sometimes. I mean, sometimes you don't want that at your dinner table. But all around good guy, and he's going to be coming to New York soon, and I will be right there with him. Thank you, gaming. Thank you. I appreciate it. John Hampton, I love your show, and I wonder, do you ever listen to Glenn Ford at Black Agenda Report? No, I'll check him out. I normally listen to, of course, Tim Black, Nico House, my boy Jamal, my fellow Virginian, Jamal Thomas, listen to Tone Talk, Yvette Carnell. A lot of people out there. Let the Madness Begin. So there's a lot of other YouTubers I listen to out there. I'm a huge Kyle Kalinske fan, a huge Mike Figueroa, David Doyle. Don't agree with our religious belief, maybe not on the same par, but politically speaking, we're on the same level. The super delegate things has got to go. Yes, it do. The Republicans don't have that crap. The Democratic Party is a corporation. Yet it is. The Democratic Party admitted in a court of law with Jared Beck and Nico House when they sued them because they rigged the election that they were a corporation. And if they wanted to, they can close doors and smoke cigars and pick who they want. And actually, that's what they did with Kamala Harris. They smoked cigars, blunts, the whole 9 yards with Kamala Harris. Boris and Natasha recommends BOBTV. Thank you, Fred. A private corporation, old gringo. I love Jimmy Dore. All right. Hey, guys, I love you. But I got to go. You know how much I love y'all? I'm missing WWE. That's how much I love y'all. I'm missing the Elimination Chamber. But now, honestly speaking, I got to continue to play with this a little more and see how it went, how everything went, and see where I need to make some fixes here and there. So I appreciate you guys. I love you. Thank you for watching the Rob Report, Bob TV. And hey, like I always say, like the content, subscribe. If you have not subscribed, like Jimmy Dore said, you got to go back and check because sometimes they'll unsubscribe you and you'll go a whole year not knowing that, thinking you're subscribing, you're not. So you haven't hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that right now. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can be alerted when I'm on live or whenever I put a video up. Just once you hit the notification bell, as soon as it's uploaded, whoop, there it is. You get a notification about it. Oftentimes, there's a super chat up here if you want to donate to the cause of Bob TV. I don't know about the super chat. I heard YouTube take too much money out of that, so I'm going to hold it until I find some other way of doing that for those who want to bless the channel. There's no obligation. Look, like I said, I got something bigger supplying my needs. You need your money, but if you got an extra $2 laying around, you want to help a brother get a hot dog and soda, I'll take it. But like I said, it's on you. I love doing this. I don't care about the pay. And last but not least, if you look down in the profile here, there's a link where there's a phenomenal program that's helping bring equal justice for all, making it a reality for every community. I want you to get familiar with it. And if you know somebody that want to participate in the program, make sure they know about it so they can participate in the program. Anyway, I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report. I'll holler at you later. I love you guys. Peace.